to all my lovely students. Today we are going to deal with first flight text. Lesson 5. The title of the lesson is The 100 Dresses by L. Bosser Esther. Children, let's have an introduction about the authoress. Eleanor Ruth Rosenfield was born on May 9, 1906 and died on July 15, 1988. She was an American children's author and a children's librarian. She was born in West Haven, North America. She was well known for her children's award-winning books like Ginger Pie, The 100 Dresses, and the Muffets series. Her book Ginger Pie won the Newbery Medal. 3 of her books were Newbery Honor winners and one was awarded with Lewis Carroll Shelf Award. Eleanor's books were based on a real-life experience in a small town of Connecticut, North America, in early 1900s. This story, The 100 Dresses, is also based on her real-life experience as a girl who received Peggy's hand-me-down dresses. This lesson, The 100 Dresses Part 1, is based on a girl named Vanda, who claims to have 100 dresses, which was in contradiction to the fact, because she was always been seen wearing the same dress. Her classmates made fun of her name, as all the names was easier than Vanda Petronsky. She was very quiet girl. She didn't have many friends. She used to sit in the corner of the classroom. The 100 dress was unveiled when she submitted a 100 drawing in a drawing contest. At that time, all her classmates and teachers came to know that these were the dresses that she talked about, and they were immensely beautiful. The story revolves around a Polish girl who immigrated with her parents to an American city. Her name is Vanda Petronsky, and her classmates Madeline and Peggy, who made fun of her. The plot of the story opens on Monday. Peggy and Madeline did not notice that Vanda did not come to school on that day. When Vanda used to come to school, she used to sit in the corner of the classroom, where not so academically brilliant and loud guys sat. That part of the classroom was the dirtiest. But Vanda was not like other guys. She was very calm and quiet. She was calm to an extent that no one ever noticed her laugh. Since Vanda was nothing like those boys, everybody wondered why she used to sit there. There were only guesses. Maybe because she came from Borgins Heights and usually her shoes were dirty with mud. Her classmates did not notice that she was absent in the class, as she was very silent and alone all the time. The students before or after the school hours waited for her in order to mock her. Some of the students made fun of Vanda at the cost of being late for school. The fact that Vanda was absent on Tuesday as well got unnoticed. It was on Wednesday that they came to know that Vanda didn't come to school, when Peggy and Maddie were waiting to make fun of her before the school hours. And unfortunately, they got late to school as Vanda didn't turn up. Peggy was one of the most good and tidily dressed student. She sat with toppers. No one was curious about why Vanda was not coming to school, All they cared was that they couldn't make fun of her. Vanda Petronsky was a Pole who immigrated to America. Children, the residents of Poland are known as Pole, the Polish people. Her classmates found her name very strange, as they were having easier and simpler American names, except a name Willie Bounce, which they found funny but less than Petronsky. They felt her name to be very big and unfamiliar. This shows that the children did not understand diversity, and all they did was done out of thoughtlessness. Vanda was usually seen wearing a faded blue dress, which did not fit her properly, though clean but unironed. This shows that she belonged to a poor family and she couldn't afford much dresses. Ironically, a lot of people talked to her, but she didn't have any friends, as the students talked to her in order to mock her. When Vanda used to watch the little girls play in the ground, it was at that time the students surrounded her to make fun of her. With no intentions of hurting her, Peggy used to ask her the number of dresses she has in a very polite and a respectful tone. They made fun of her as they couldn't understand why she made stories about her 100 dresses. They did all this being ignorant of the fact that it could hurt her. No one could believe that Vanda had 100 dresses all lined up in her closet. Vanda would affirm their queries when she said that she had dresses of velvet as well as of silk too. Sadly, when she left, all used to laugh at her. It was hard to believe what Vanda said, as she was always been seen wearing a blue dress and that too faded one. No one could understand as why she lied. Although they were teasing her, but they were never rude to her. Thus, they continued in the same tone and they used to ask her about the number of shoes she had. Vanda, in reply, said that she had 60 pairs of shoes, and that too all different. It was Peggy's idea to embarrass her, but she was polite. Peggy and Mary, the inseparable friends, used to leave the school in the end. Vanda used to go back alone with her dull eyes and behaved in a very strange way. Peggy was not a mean girl as she has been portrayed until now. She saved kids from whoever was hurting them and couldn't stand animals being treated badly. According to Peggy, she was not rude to Vanda. She thought that Vanda was weird when she lied about the number of dresses she possessed. And if anything was weirder, that was her name. No matter how much they teased Vanda, but they never made her cry. Mary did not like the idea of making fun of number of dresses and accessories Vanda possessed. Not because that she cared about her, but she herself was very poor and she wore the clothes given by someone else. But she was not as poor as Vanda, as she did not live on Borgins Heights and did not had a weird name. She was not comfortable in teasing Vanda. When Peggy used to ask questions to Vanda, she silently counted marbles in her hands, pretending to play with them. She felt uncomfortable not because she cared for Vanda, but she was worried that she could be next. Although she was not that sensible enough to say that she had 100 dresses, she still wished that Peggy should not tease Vanda. Vanda did not come that day, and having waited for her so long, Mary and Peggy were late for school. Children, Mary was secretly happy, as on that day they could not tease Vanda. All the time she was in a different thought and could not concentrate in her studies. She kept on thinking of writing a note to Peggy requesting her to stop teasing Vanda. And children, she wrote a note after finishing her arithmetic task. She wrote a note because she knew that she was not having that much guts to say to Peggy. Mary wished Peggy would stop teasing Vanda on her own. Suddenly, she ran her hands through her hair as a gesture to drive out all those thoughts. She said to herself, Peggy is the most liked girl in the room and a best friend too. So she tore and threw away the note. She was also afraid of losing her best friend Peggy. Vanda was one of the girls who lived in Boggins Heights, and she was alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever talked to anybody. The only thing she talked in the schoolyard was about her 100 dresses. Mary remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and the another one, bright jungle green with a red sash. You'd look like a Christmas tree in that, the girls said in a pretended admiration. The day when the results were to be announced, it was drizzling. Thus, the two friends ran quickly to the school without waiting for Vanda. Generally, they used to wait at the Oliver Street which led to Boggins Heights, the place where Vanda lived. Even if it wasn't raining, they wouldn't have waited for Vanda, as it was a crucial day, the day for the result to be announced. When the two friends were about to enter the class, Peggy asked Mary whether Miss Mason has announced the results of the contest or not. To this, Mary said yes. Mary told her that she thought that Peggy would win the contest. But as they entered the classroom, to their utmost surprise, they saw all the drawings all over the room, bright and brilliant, that left everyone in awe. They were the designs and drawings of the winner. The class was assembled. Miss Mason announced the result. Children, that moment was very crucial and exciting because everybody wants to know who will be the winners among the boys and among the girls. So as Miss Mason continues, she says, among the boys, Jack Beglis was the winner, as he drew a design for an outboard boat, and his design was on exhibition in room 12, along with the sketches of other boys. She then talked about girls' submission. She mentioned that there was one such girl who had submitted 100 designs, and all so beautiful, that the judges felt that each one of them was worthy of a gold medal. Children, the teacher very proudly announced Vanda Petronsky as the winner of the competition. She continued and sadly mentioned that Vanda has not been coming since few days, hoping she'd be there the next day. She instructed everyone to look at the flawless collection, at which everyone applauded and whistled. Mary and Peggy even saw the blue dress that Vanda talked about. It was so beautiful. Peggy sighed. I thought I could draw. That means the drawings left her in immense admiration. So children, hope you understood this part 1 of the lesson, The 100 Dresses. Thank you.